And today we're going to throw out the lifeline to our new friend, Colton. Say hi, Colton.
Hey, Joe and OG. Well, I'm in the fortunate situation where I'm selling my house. Somehow it's appreciated 33% over the past couple of years, and I'm about to make out with about six figures, if not slightly more. I'm about to buy a new house in the area that we'll be moving, and I'm wondering, in an environment like today where you have inflation and potential interest rates, conceptually, how would you propose the significant life change and the significant financial milestone? Would you recommend rolling all of the money I made over into the new house so that I could save on mortgage cost? Or would you recommend, due to potentially higher inflation, putting a little down on the new house and using the money for other goals such as 529 investment and savings, something that could potentially beat inflation over the long term? I'm really interested in your thoughts on this. I think a lot of people are going through it, so I appreciate your time. Thanks.
Thanks for that, Colton. Congratulations, by the way, on the 33% gain. Over a 80-year time frame, a 33% gain, OG, not great. So it really depends on how long that took, but sounds lucrative. What do you think? Does he put more down on the house, or does he take the money out and invest it?
Well, this is the age-old question, right? I mean, I think when it comes to the house stuff, it's really about you as a person. If you look at it from a mathematical standpoint and say, hey, I can go get a 30-year mortgage at, 3.5%, or I think maybe even 4% now. Interest rates have gone up quite a bit. But either way, I can get this house at a really low, this mortgage at a low interest rate, and I can arbitrage the difference. Then, financially, mathematically, that makes more sense. But by the same token, I don't know too many financially independent people who are like, I'm so glad I still have my mortgage at 65, and people aggressively try to pay it off as you get closer and closer to retirement. I think that the big win with interest rates being low, and they're still low, not as low as they were maybe a year ago, but I think personally that the big win is taking the rate and the term. If you can knock out your house payment in 15 years and pay no interest to the bank, I just think that's such a great win. I know it's not easy to go back and get a mortgage, but in theory, you can always go get another mortgage if you really wanted one. And for our financial goals, we decided that the best thing for us is to try to figure out the fastest way to pay the house off. So even though my interest rate's at 2.5%, I recognize, it could be better to invest that money. For us, I would much rather be completely debt free. So this is going to be something that you just have to decide what's best for you and for your family based on, kind of what you forecast the future to be. But I don't know, it's pretty attractive to be able to walk into a new house, especially if you're quote unquote upgrading a house and have a really strong equity position right out of the gate.
Whoa. Dude, all the mathinistas out there going, math does not support what you're saying, OG. Math does not support it. You're putting money on an asset that has a very low interest rate and avoiding the one that over long periods of time, investing it can, interest rate arbitrage for the win.
Well, and yeah, I mentioned that, but my argument is also it would then be take that to the other extreme. So if it doesn't make sense to, I'm just gonna make them numbers. So Colton's got, let's say he's got 200 grand in cash and he's going to go buy a $400,000 house. So he's thinking, hey, do I put 200 grand down and have a mortgage of 200,000, or do I put 12 grand down and have a 97% mortgage? If you think, 50-50 is not right, why do you not go get another mortgage on your own personal house up to the max? Everyone's house has appreciated this year, right? In the last 12 or 15 months, your house has gone up in value just about anywhere that you've lived. So why wouldn't you go back to the bank and say, hey, my house is worth 400,000. I only owe 300. Give me another 90 grand of equity out of it. And the reason is because you get too close to that, that equity number. And if the housing market goes down a little bit, now you're upside down. You limit your choices when you eat up that equity right there, even if you put the money in the market and say, well, I can pay it off at any time. Again, I think it's uniquely personal. The math would support taking a loan and investing it, but it also supports taking a loan on your freaking 0% credit card and investing it too. Like why
Yeah,
why
right,
would you not
right.
do all of those things then if that's what you believe? I mean, some people do, right? Some people are like, yeah, that's what I do. That's fine. For us, for our family, you know, I can't wait to pay my house off and not have a house payment. So
Well, and Wes Moss's new book, What Happy Retirees Know, supports exactly what you're saying. All the studies that they did that went into that book, that wealthy people, OG, pay off their debt, which shows that it's not about math. It's about behavior, right? I mean, it is totally about behavior. And if you've got zero debt and you owe nothing to anybody, it frees you up to do all kinds of things. And so I think
for people that have never
those
owed
numbers,
no one nothing, is that the right way to put all that together?
No, definitely not the right way.
How
to
would
say
you say that?
the people
How
who
about
be
for
known,
people who have never owed anyone anything?
Anyway, no one nothing, I think is better.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, great school.
No
system
one
where you grew up.
anything. No anyone nothing. How's that?
Anyone be nothing.
Nailed it.
Anyways, it's such a really weird scenario to be in because all you have to take care of is yourself. I mean, in your family, your consumables, right? Like you need to put food on the table, heat and cool the house, make sure it's got water running. You know what I mean? Like it's a really, really, really low operating cost when you strip away all of the stuff that you paid, bought a long time ago that you're still paying for now, cars and houses and sweaters and college tuitions and all that other sort of stuff. It's really quite an interesting place to be. And, from a stress standpoint and all that flexibility, I don't know. Can't wait to pay my house off.
Yeah. And I think if you can afford to be conservative and meet all your goals, it is just such a great, happy place to be. Hey, thanks to everybody who's joined us today. We know your time is valuable and we're so happy that you chose to spend it with us. We have one or two things to say here at the end of the show, but man, do we have a lot going on in the basement. We're hitting the road again in early April. Boston, New York, Philadelphia, DC, Baltimore, we're coming to see you. And then Indy, Columbus, and Cleveland, you're right behind them. StackingBenjamins.com/stacked for all the tour dates and to make sure you get your ticket to sign up so we can tell the venue that you're coming. Last but not least, and actually way not least, you know what? Surround sound is good, and that's what we try to do here on the show, but it's much more. And I've talked about this on every tour stop. It is so much more about building a team of smart people around you. And if you need your team to be smarter so you can think bigger about your goals, OG and his team are taking clients. StackingBenjamins.com/OG to get on his team's schedule and to talk about building a better team for your tomorrow.